Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about all the wintry, cozy books that you can cuddle up with. So there's a few things that come to mind when I think winter, and that is big books because it's the new year and it's the perfect time to start reading those gigantic books that you want to finish this year. And also I think books that take place in the winter. Two fairly straightforward things. I'm really excited to talk about the books that I have here today, but before we do, we have to talk about today's sponsor. Hello friends, so as you know, or as some of you might know, I have been working with Ana Luisa for the past few months, and this video is once again brought to you by Ana Luisa. They have kindly sent me some jewelry to talk about and show off, and they are currently running a sale up to 35% off. This is their biggest sale of the year. It is their last sale of the year, and if you're looking for any last minute gifts or gifts for after the holidays or maybe just something for yourself, then I highly suggest this is the place you go. So these are some of my favorite pieces that I have gotten recently. I really love the quality of Ana Luisa's jewelry. It holds up so well and it's so beautiful. My favorite part, honestly, is that I can wear it in the shower. I am just way too lazy to take anything off, so it all just comes with me into the shower, and that's perfectly fine. It is not gonna get ruined that way. So yeah, these are some of my favorite pieces. I absolutely adore them. A lot of them I wear literally every day. So yeah, once again, they are running an up to 35% off sale at the moment, and I really cannot recommend Ana Luisa enough. I truly love them, and I recommend their jewelry all the time. It's well curated, it's well made, and it is an ethical company to buy from. They are fantastic in every sense, and I feel good recommending them to you guys, and I feel like you would be good and confident to buy from them knowing you're supporting a good company that isn't exploiting people, you know? So yeah, once again, I love Ana Luisa. Check them out if you are interested. All of the links and codes that you would need are down below, so look in the description box if you are interested. And yeah, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sending me this jewelry and for working with me through these past few months. It has been an honor, and I really love your stuff. So now we will just jump right on into the video. I'm so excited to talk about these. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. The first book that I have here to talk about is Seasonal Fears by Shauna McGuire. This is the second book in like a fantasy sci-fi companion set. The first book in this companion series is Middle Game, and that was one that was really popular a few years back when it came out, but this one didn't quite get the hype that that one did. And I understand that it's not quite as intense as the first one, but I think it is deserving of its flowers. This one is, like I said, a fantasy kind of slight sci-fi where we have two main characters who have grown up together. They are best friends, they are partners, and they very quickly are thrust into this world of magic, and the Winter King and the Summer Queen, or vice versa, I can't quite remember which was which. And they basically have to fight in this competition that they did not sign up for. Then if they don't do it, they'll die. So that's what we're doing here. I did include this because, one, it is a chunkier book. It is almost 500 pages, which isn't that bad, but we also do have the whole like winter seasonal vibe going on, and it is all seasons, but I think this one sneaks in just under the wire, so I included it. It is really good. I do highly recommend. You don't have to read Middle Game to read this. You can just read it on its own, or if you have read Middle Game, you can read this. But yeah, really good, highly recommend, and I just haven't heard a whole lot of people talking about it since it came out, so yeah. The next one is an oldie but a goodie, and some of you who are OG booktube watchers will know, but that is Spitting Silver by Naomi Novik. So this was super popular back in the day, kind of like when A Court of Thorns and Roses was like first making its debut onto the scene, and this was more of like a B-list recommendation. So I don't mean that it's bad, I just mean that it wasn't as like extremely hyped as a lot of other books were, but again, super deserving of its flowers. This is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and it has been a while since I've read this, so bear with me. There's a lot of magic. It does follow that original storyline. It does take place in Russia, I believe, or the equivalent of Russia, something like that. And it is like entirely snow and ice and winter themed, and I love it so much. I actually want to reread this winter. This one is 500 pages, so again, nice and long, nice and cozy, and it is a fantasy story with a bit of a darker twist to it, so if you like that, then you'll like this. And this is one that was so recommended back in the day, but now we've come full circle that a lot of people haven't heard of it, so here we are again recommending Spinning Silver. Okay, next up we have a short one for anybody who's looking for that, and that is Moon of the Crusted Snow by Wogashake Rice. This I just finished rereading. Still so good. This is about a reservation in Canada where all of the indigenous people there are kind of, some have made it so that they're equipped to still like hunt and fish and stuff like that, and some aren't, and some are more reliant on power that the Canadian government is providing them with. But anyway, this is told from an interesting perspective because there is an apocalypse going on, but we don't really get to see that happening here. We are just following what's happening on this reservation. So they're cut off from like the rest of Canada, and they only know what's happening when a couple of college kids from the reservation come back and tell them what's going on, because they've lost power, they've lost like water, stuff like that. Like they're losing their resources and they need to figure out what's going on. And on top of that, there is a mysterious man that has arrived after these college kids, and they need to figure out what's going on with him. Some random white dude. Who is he? Why is he here? What does he want with us? Very good. Highly recommend. A little bit spooky, scary towards the end, but nothing like really crazy. Highly recommend this one. Definitely wintry, cold, chilly vibes. Staying in that same kind of realm, we're gonna move on to the next one, and that is Voices in the Snow by Darcy Coates. This series is 4 books, so if you want to get into something like that, maybe check this out. This is an apocalypse story that takes place primarily in the winter. Voices in the snow, you know how it goes. So this follows our main character who things are happening and the apocalypse is starting, and she is going to her sister's bunker that is like an hour drive away, but her car breaks down on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, and a mysterious man comes and rescues her and takes her to his like old family, mostly abandoned manor, and things progress from there. It's an apocalypse story. It's got some sci-fi in there. It is horror, definitely horror. There's a lot of body horror in this one. So yeah, highly recommend this one. This fantastic. I love it. I love the romance in these books. They're so good. I love the combination of romance and action. Like, I feel like it's a nice balance. So yeah. Okay, the next book is also another horror book, and that is Wonderland by Zoji Sage. And this one I read pretty recently. I don't know, within the past 6 months maybe? I don't know. But this takes place during the winter in the Adirondack Mountains. We have our family. We're setting the stage. We have mom, dad, and a kid. And they moved to this house in the Adirondacks. It's falling apart. It's a fixer-upper in the middle of nowhere. The driveway is like a mile long. And things are weird. They're weird. The woods are weird. The house isn't necessarily, nothing really wrong with the house, just the woods. And if you know the Adirondacks, you know, like, the vibe here. And it's a very good vibe. Well, not for the main characters, but for us, the readers. Love this book. Love this story. So creepy, and I loved the subtleness of the horror at the end, especially. It just kind of, it picks up, and then it leaves you like just wanting a teensy bit more, but like in the best way, you know? Like, where if it had given you everything, it almost would have taken away from the story. But they leave you just like wanting another morsel, and it's just so good, and I love it. So again, if you're looking for a horror, what's the word I'm looking for? Folk horror book, then this one's your girl. Okay, next one is another throwback. I must say, there's not a lot of winter themed books out there that I've read. So we're doing another throwback, and that is Nosferatu by Joe Hill. This one is a little bit more vague. It might be a little past the time for this one. But anyway, another really long one. This one is like 650 pages. And this is another horror that follows, oh my god, it's been a hot minute since I read this. So our main character, Vic, has an uncanny knack for finding things. Nobody knows about this, but she rides her bicycle over the rickety bridge in the woods near her house, and she always emerges in the place she needs to be. So it's kind of like almost a portal for her. Anyway, Charles Manx has his own gift. He likes to take children for rides in his Rolls-Royce Wraith. Oh my god, tongue twister. In the Wraith, he and his innocent guests can slip out of the everyday world into an astonishing playground of amusements he calls Christmasland. It's very Krampus vibes, and I love it. Very good book. Highly recommend it. Very long, good to cozy up with if you're looking for a long horror. And the final book is another big old tome, but it is one that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I love that last name. That is such a pretty last name. I don't know. Anyway, this is a big fat book. This is 650 pages of a girl who, her and her father, I believe, she's finding the letters, and they are about her father's past. So her father was on this trek, this journey, this adventure to find Dracula, and where the legend comes from, to find the man, the myth, the legend himself. And these letters kind of follow that journey, and she's reading these letters. It follows a little bit of her life, mostly her dad's life, tracking down Dracula and all the things that come with that. This was so good and dark and cozy, but creepy. Does that make sense? Like, This is definitely cuddle up in a castle with a fireplace burning kind of vibes. You know, not so much like Christmas time, Christmas lights, tinsel, stuff like that. No, this is like cold Yule vibes, and I don't hate it. I really recommend this one. This one definitely strays the least vibe-wise, but I think it being long and good to cozy up with and dark and good vibes like that, I think it works. Tell me if it works or not. I don't know, but I highly recommend this one. Again, fantastic book, very long, a good book to start the year with, if I do say so myself. So yeah, that is the 6th, 7th, and final book. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave me some recommendations down below. I did leave some classics out of this, so things like Anna Karenina, Little Women. I feel like those were kind of a given, so I didn't include them. But yeah, please feel free to recommend me some books down below, or just say hi, whatever you want. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for Ana Luisa for sending me some jewelry. Once again, all of the links, codes, whatever you need will be down below, so please check them out if you are interested. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.